Well, it's only going to get sweeter from here, my friends, because we're going to venture back into the world of tech and in particular gaming to look at some visually stunning new additions.
Yes, what is up, Mzansi? We're back in studio with Grant, Heinz, our tech and gaming guru. Now, from visually stunning new RPG games like Kenner Bridge of Spirits to games like Overwatch and Dragon Ball Z FighterZ, yes, that's the one, and beyond, we're taking a look at other breathtaking games that look so good that you could even say that they need their own animated movies. Grant, Heinz, how you doing, brother?
I'm so good. This is something that I've been wanting to talk about for a very long time because we were so close for so long to getting games that look like Pixar films, and now we're getting there.
From what I remember back in the day on the older consoles, it's something that I literally dreamed about. But look, let's get into it, man. What are some of the games that you feel look absolutely real and like real animated movies?
So I'm going to try a bunch of genres. The first game I want to bring up is Ori and the Will of the Wisps. Now, Ori and the Will of the Wisps came out on Xbox, and is out on a bunch of different platforms. And what's very exciting about Ori is that it's this, it's a 2D platformer, but they've really spent a lot of time in that two-dimensional animation, and it looks absolutely stunning. The lighting effects are like real, they reflect off the environment, the way that the creatures animate. It reminds me a little bit of those old animated movies from like the 80s. They've got a very distinctive way that they're animated, and I think Ori takes a leaf out of that book, and it looks absolutely incredible. The second game that I want to talk about is something that's probably more akin to like our age group growing up, and this t-shirt over here, Dragon Ball Z FighterZ. Now, there is a way of animating two-dimensional animations in a video game. So remember, Dragon Ball Z and a lot of the animes that you watch were traditionally hand-drawn, and for a lot of the time they are. So you'll see there are a lot of tricks in the animation, like they don't really show the face. If somebody's talking, they'll show the other person's response to the other person talking, so they don't have to do lip sync and that. So Dragon Ball Z is very hard to animate, and they've actually kind of got it really good in FighterZ. So it's called cell shading, and what they do is they take a 3D object and they kind of flatten it out and make it look hand-drawn and kind of render each of the frames as if they were hand-drawn, and it looks so convincing because when you go into like a huge battle and then come back out of the battle into the animation, like the actual fighting animation, it looks like it's completely seamless. They look like they're the same thing. So it's such an impressive way of animating. So Dragon Ball Z, FighterZ, I think is really good. Ratchet & Clank, we did a Rift Apart. We did a couple of weeks ago on the show. And to me, it just blew my mind how good looking that game is. And also, it comes down to animation quality, ray tracing. So ray tracing is a new technology where you render physical light in the game. And we'll be talking about it throughout the year because that's kind of the big draw card for the new consoles, the Xbox Series X and the PlayStation 5, and any big new graphics card that you come up. There's that light when it actually hits subjects, the actual light is being rendered as opposed to it being simulated in the past. So if you walk past a mirror in a game, they would have to usually simulate the reflection or not have the reflection at all. Now with ray tracing, it's actually reflecting the object that is walking in front of the mirror. So if you're walking in a city, like in Spider-Man, you'll see those reflections. And then Ratchet & Clank is a great example. It looks so realistic and so immersive. And those lighting effects coupled with the actual animation style is just... It's perfect. It's amazing. Overwatch is another game that I wanted to chat about quickly. I'll just brush over it fast, but the way that they have pioneered animation to differentiate different characters in the game is super important to even just the way you play the game, because it's a competitive shooter. So you should be able to see a character walking at a distance and see its silhouette and understand who that character is and identify it. And then lastly, the game that we spoke about now is Kenner. And I've got the camera mode out here, and I just want to show you a little bit of how good this is. So I'm just focusing in on the character, and look at the lighting effects on her face. Look at the hair. Look how the hair shimmers with the sun. Remember, the source of light is the sun over here. I could even do lens flares for you.
I was just going to say, this is recreating an experience that I have when I go out into the woods and hike. It's giving me that feel, man. That's really realistic.
And it's nice when you're in lockdown, when we've been the whole year, been locked down, and we couldn't do those kind of things, to be able to do that. And as a child as well, if you're a kid at home playing games, like, you can't always go out into the woods to walk, unfortunately. That's just not how it works. And if you are a nature head, you can use video games and these experiences to escape and use your imagination and experience it, which is really good. I'm going to take this photo.
I love this. I love the fact that we're having the opportunity to almost, in a sense, travel and experience almost anything in the world. And it's feeling so real. Grant Hines, it's always a pleasure connecting with you and to talk about the latest in gaming and the industry. And I wish you nothing but a beautiful day, man.
Thanks, Rahul. Cheers, guys.
That's all the tech that we were looking for and everything to get excited by. And until next week, we'll see you for some more.